everybody. Third time's the charm. Okay, so we're doing this. Sorry, first off, quick off the top. Sorry about those two failed attempts. Number one, don't ever stream through mobile because I had spent all this time organizing everything and trying to make it happen through my computer like it worked the first time. Always go through the computer if you can. And then the phone streaming through YouTube had this annoying feedback loop. So then I was talking over myself 3-4 times. It was gnarly and I had to stop the stream. So all that link and all that linking and all that stuff that I had planned for you all the top, like it was just absolutely and utterly destroyed through the mobile stuff. And then here's me trying again. So hopefully everybody finds me this way. I'm really sorry about the mix up. I will never stream on mobile again, ever. And the weird and annoying thing about YouTube is that when you start it on YouTube, when you schedule a live through the app on your phone, it marks it as a mobile stream and it won't let you change it to a computer stream anymore. Oh my God. Nightmare. Okay, guys, like, I'm sorry. Yeah, anyway, sorry. So here we are. Hi. Thank you, honey. Hi, Milton. Hi, Ted Bear. My hubby is here. Hi. Okay, so here we are, Friendly Filmmaker live stream, third time's the charm. I got my chill music playing. I got a special surprise for you. Let's start with the agenda. Boom! Watch, I made graphics and everything. Boom, agenda. So first we're going to do the announcements. Then we're going to do the AMA portion where people who submitted questions will get their shout outs and everything answered. And then we're going to just do a cool ass wrap up. Oh, sorry about the swear. Well, hopefully it wasn't in the 30 seconds. Anyway, so okay, first things first. The 3 announcements that I've got for you. First, I want to have a quick shout out to everybody because I passed the 100 subscriber mark. That's 100 real people who clicked that subscribe button and are tuning in for my videos, and it means the world to me, and I can't thank you enough. I know that each and every one of you got your own lives, your own groceries, your own things going on, your own ambitions, your own things. So making room for me in your life, I mean, I can't thank you enough. It means a lot to me, and I hope that I can help you. And anytime, contact me because I am here for you. So this is the surprise that I had, but because of the whole snafu, the candles melted and went out. So here we go. 100 subscribers. It was supposed to be all lit and I was going to blow it out on stream, but here he's blown out candles. So yeah, I'm stuck in some Pop-Tarts, which I'm going to enjoy later. So here's to 100 more. Yeah, that's right. Milton knows. 100 subscribers. That's a lot of cool. And today, actually, the count was 123. So I am humbled. I am happy. I hope that I can be of help and service and that we can maybe make some art together at some point in the future if you're close by. And if not, then I hope that I can affect your happiness and your well-being and stuff in some future way. That's announcement number 1. Number 2 of 3, by the way. Announcement number 2 is that I've been doing the shorts for over 30 days now, and I learned a lot, and I'm going to bring 2 videos to you about what I learned and how fun it was. And yeah, I think you guys have been noticing that I started with the filters, and I was talking about how editing might play in and how these filters are kind of fun and stuff. I've kept them down to 15 seconds because I don't want to, just chatter on for no reason. I want to have people kind of see it and then just kind of absorb and move on with their day. And so I've been keeping the shorts short. And I've seen some of your shorts too. I think they're great. That's awesome. And I like the longer shorts too. But anyway, so I've been having a lot of fun with shorts. And I think that I've hit my stride with doing shorts that are funny, kind of skits. That's what I'm really into right now, and that use the filters that I've discovered over the last 30 days. So that's the format I'm going to stick with. Like this morning, I had a short about the DP versus actor doing a self-tape. Like I put on a hat and I put on multiple hats and I was just playing around. And I'm a creator, I'm an actor, I'm a writer, I'm a filmmaker. Let me just use the shorts as my playground, as my little sandbox. And it actually brings me back to my JVC days. Like, I don't know how much I've shared with you guys, but when I was a kid, I had my mom's JVC. And my sisters and I would make movies in our backyard without the ability to edit them. So we would take a take and then rewind to see if it was good and if it was in progress with a move. Everything, of course, had to be shot in perfect sequence. And then we would decide whether or not we can move on to the next thing or whether or not we needed another take, in which case we would have to stop the recording exactly on the frame that we could proceed. And that's how we would make a movie, is like in-camera editing without technology. Like, I mean in-camera recording editing. That's why. So that's how I've been putting together my shorts, and it's been bringing me back to those days, and it's hilarious fun. With the exception that I can't rewind to a segment. I have to start over. If I flub a take, I have to start over completely. But it's fun though. It's fun. Okay, and announcement number 3, very, very exciting. Shout out to Connor, Sam, Alicia, and a lot of people from the Providence 48-hour film project, because our film, The Scene, has been nominated for something, and maybe we'll garner an award. We're going to the award ceremony, baby. Let's do it. So our little comedy that could is. So we're going August 5th. I'll put a link in the description. Yeah, and I think there's a remote viewing option as well. So if you want to see the little movie that could, and you want to see me be funny, and you want to see a bunch of people do some crazy awesome stuff, I'm very happy that it's going as far as it's going, and it's a cute project. It came out really well, and I'm glad that it's having some success. So yay! All right, now moving on. Now we're on to the shout outs part. So I'm gonna start with the segments that people submitted their questions. So here we go. First segment is boopity boop 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 boop. And I actually need my phone for this too, because I have people's questions separate from their shout outs. So bear with me just a moment while I rally you with, here we go, AMA. All right, I'm starting off with Nicky. So here we go. Shout out. I made these. Nicky Lowney, amazing actress, amazing writer. I've worked with her before, and she has her own website, www.nickylowney.com. Shout out to Nicky for her question. She is awesome, and she was actually on one of the live streams before this. I really hope she finds her way back into this room. What an S show. Okay, so that was not cute. Okay, there we go. So Nikki's question is, I'm thinking of upping my self-tape game with a better light and microphone, mostly for self-tapes. If you have any advice, I'd love to hear it. Yes, I've got lots of advice. So I actually am going to do videos about this. I'm going to do 2 videos this year about self-tapes, one from the actor perspective and one from the filmmaker perspective, because I've got a lot to say about both. I've been on both sides of the camera, so I've got a few things. So Nicky, I broke down the tiers of self-lighting for self-tapes into 4 categories. Category is first, I was thinking of the really like no budget options, which is to take your phone, prop it on something. I mean, if you have a cheapo thing, that's like the next tier. But honestly, I'm thinking about $0 invested. So for $0 invested, you take your phone, you prop it up on something, you find a blank wall, and you light yourself with the sun, preferably in the first hour of the day or the last hour of the day. People know that as golden hour. You'll hear that term again. It's the nicest, softest light that can hit you. Get some Rembrandt lighting. So right now I've got the sun coming in here. So if I turn my head just a little bit like this, you can see this triangle kind of on my cheek. That's Rembrandt lighting. And it lights my face. This is a really strong light. So, I mean, you don't have a diffuser. Like, we're not going to go crazy. This is a good self-tape option. Try to blank the wall, grab something if you need to put up something, a curtain, or go against preferably against a blank wall, because that's the easiest one. Option 2, if you're willing to invest, you're going to need a tripod. If it's a crappy tripod with like a little phone stand, then that's one thing. That's like $10 or something. And so there you go. You put it up on that. And then you grab yourself a film light like that, which is also kind of low tier, but you want something. I mean, this is one option. And then you got like, there are lots of things on the market for like a really nice, call it a softbox light. You put the diffuser on like that, so that it cuts the light and doesn't make it so harsh and looks soft on your face. Put it at a 45-degree angle towards you. I mean, some people like the flat light look, but most of the time you want the light to be a little bit flattering and interesting, and you want people to sort of know the shape of your face as well, which really covers all three areas. So you want to do that. That's tier 2. If you're willing to invest something, I think the sum total of that ranges between $20 to it could go as high as 50, depending on what kind of box you get. And then the next tiers are if you want to invest more money, if money is not an object for you, then you want to get a sturdier set of tripods so that your lights don't fall down, and you want to get sturdier lights. We're talking aperture, we're talking prosumer. I just had it. Small Rig actually has a set of lights that are coming out. Anything with a really strong output, modifiable lights and tones, color temperatures, but now you're getting into lighting territory and it could get complicated fast. So that's why I want to do a more complex video about it. But just, I hope that's helpful for now, because I think between this, finding a blank wall, maybe buy yourself a backdrop, which is also an option, so that you can really set it and forget it anywhere. You grab yourself a tripod like this and create a backdrop for you that's muted and preferably light, because if it absorbs, I've seen blue used as a backdrop, and you have to kind of remember that it will take away the light from the room as well as your face. So, you just want to make sure that it's a nice blank color. I mean, this is perfectly acceptable, but then people might blue screen you into some funny movies or something. So, the other 2 tiers are basically like more like, okay, I'm gonna get in what do you call it, the 5D or whatever from like a lighting source with like a huge 36-foot umbrella pointed right at you. Or just set up a studio in your own room. I don't think a lot of people can do that, so I'm not gonna get into all of that technical babble until I do my video and I can really streamline it for you. I hope that helps. And just as long as you remember the lighting technique, it almost doesn't matter what light you get. I've done self-tapes in hotel rooms with like just this tiny little kicker light just kind of pointed right at me. I've used the light of my phone to light my face, like in desperation. There's lots of tricks, but if you remember the Rembrandt lighting, or you use the trick with the sun where the light is most flattering in the top and the bottom of the day, I think that solves a lot of problems for self-lighting. And if you want to invest more, then yeah, there are definitely, remember to get something that has a softbox like this. This is a pretty reasonable light to have just in your office. You bust it out, stand next to a wall like this guy, and then tape your stuff and move on with your day. But just a lot of people, when they mention stuff about setting up your own self-tape situation, they forget the cost of a tripod, which these aren't like magically going to fall from the sky. You have to include this in your mental shopping list. You know what I mean? And the little thing that goes on it, which is separate. You want to decide on a phone holder, which is another maybe $10, right? So that you can be more mobile and put it wherever you want, instead of looking for like 5 books to stack and point right at you and hope for the best, right? So hopefully that covered your question. I'm excited to see if it helped. Thank you again, Nikki, for your question. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your friendship. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Next person, next shout out, Connor Morley. I just worked with him on The Scene. He wrote and directed and was in it, and it was hilarious. Connor asks, what is the most difficult part of filmmaking that you'd never expect to be difficult, and what is the easiest part? Wow. The most difficult part is different for different people. For me, it was just not knowing what I didn't know and trying to get more experience more quickly than was feasible. I think for me, it was an oversetting of expectations. When I was first starting out, I wanted to be further faster. I had this youthful verve and energy. I was in my 20s. I wasn't even in my 20s yet. I was a teenager when I started, and I just wanted to hit the ground running. I wanted to eat all the brains. I wanted a zombie information downloads into my brain. I wanted to know about cameras and sound and all the things and acting and be on sets as much as possible. And that was both a blessing and a curse, because I expected too much from myself in terms of gaining so much experience fast, but I also, and that put a lot of pressure on me, but at the same time, that's exactly what I needed to do, because I needed to be on set in order to gain the experience that I now have. And I think that the biggest hurdle that I didn't expect to be difficult was my own being in my own head about it, in terms of expecting too much from myself too soon. And now, even now, I learn things as I go, and I have a very moderate Zen expectation about that. And it's just, that wasn't easy when I was first starting out. I hope that makes sense. What was the easiest part? The easiest part was, and continues to be, being on set and listening to people. I don't know, some different people are wired different ways, but for me, that's what comes easy. And different people have different talents. So for them, like figuring out the little technical things is the easiest part, or doing the pre-production stage where they organize everything and they're living in their own little headspace is the easiest part. Or some people have like their own easiest part is like, oh, I see this scene and the musical composition just comes to me. I just know exactly the feeling of this piece and what exactly I would write with it. Different people have different easiest parts. So my easiest part was, when I'm on set, I'm at my best. I'm listening to people, I'm taking in ideas, I take their ideas, I run with them, and I hope that I'm able to contribute to the physical wholeness of the final project and lift it up even more. Like filmmaking, without a doubt, is a team sport. So for me, I would have to say that the easiest part was just being amongst other people on set. I love that part, and I continue to love that part. And I think I feel like I'm in a different level when I'm on set, and that's the answer to your question. I hope that elucidated things. Thank you for your question, Connor. And yeah, see you at the award ceremony. Next, shout out Sam Zilic, Instagram at samzilic. He was also in the scene, and Sam asked another question that I am going to answer just now. Sam, where are you, Sam? Come on, I had everything ready, man. Sam, my dude. Oh my God, this is very... I'm not finding Sam's question. Gosh darn it. Sam, what was your question? Just a second, I'll take it up. Sam, my dude. I can't find your question. You let me down, dude. Okay. Well, this is embarrassing. I'm very sorry about that. Okay, Sam, if you're in the chat, drop a line about your question, but I'm going through our previous conversations in the emails, and I guess I let the ball drop because I am not seeing your question. The last message you sent, my dude, the last message you sent is, I will get back to you on that. Okay. So, all right, we'll talk later about that, Sam. Sorry. But well done on the scene, and I'll see you later. Okay, next up is Milton. Hey, and you're in chat. That's perfect. Milton Rocha, and your Instagram and lovely face are here. Shout out to you. Milton worked with me on Dibs on Mars, which was the 48-hour film project that I did back in May with a whole bunch of awesome, talented people, and we got musical as a category. What? So yes, that will be coming out soon, but it is currently in film festivals, so I'm keeping a lid on the final edit, but you can watch the trailer right now on my channel if you want to. Milton, I know you asked the question, and I actually have it. So, Milton, what is the lowest budget to make a short movie? I want to make a short movie as a main character to build my resume as an actor. Awesome. I love the motivation, and I do have your answer. So the lowest budget, guess what? $0. Yep, that's right. Nothing. If you have a phone and daylight, or even a phone and nighttime, you can make your movie. Sometimes when an actor is getting started, I know that they want to be on bigger budget projects and be on a set with all of these bells and whistles on it. They want to hear the bell ring in between cuts. They want to see Crafty laying out about a 14-course meal. They want to be around all the rigs and, you know, stuff like this in the background with giant tripods that you want your mind blown, and you kind of see that vision when you go into acting and you want to be on set participating in that kind of level of professional environment. But the simple truth is you can make a movie with your phone. And the last 5 shorts that I made for this channel, 15 seconds long, I would qualify as movies because that they tell a story, they have characters, and you can do whatever you want. So, Milton, my answer to you is $0. Don't wait, just do it. And if you're having trouble coming up with a story, maybe do a riff on something that's been done before. Maybe pull a script that's in the public domain. Google public domain scripts and see what happens. See if you get a story that hits you. Maybe link up with a friend who's also starting out but wants to be a writer and have them write you some lines. Think of literally a 15-second story that's your own and that showcases your acting ability and what you want to do. Start there and start to build your resume by doing these self projects by yourself with your phone. I have lots of self-made films on my hard drive, and some are on this channel, and I plan to put more out. Hi, Nikki. Nice to see you. You found me again. Oh my God, what an S show. Sorry. It's good to see you. You missed your own shout out. That's okay. It'll be in the replay. Thank you again for your question. Okay, back to Milton's question. The short answer is you can either try writing something for yourself so that you can showcase exactly what you want, or link up with somebody who's into writing, which a lot of friendly filmmaker community is into writing. And so they can write you like a 1-page script or a 2-page script, and buy them like a cup of coffee or a box of donuts or something, forge that friendship, and then take it home, put your camera on a tripod, and go to town, my dude. Don't wait. Don't wait. You can do this. I've seen your reels, my friend. You've got it, okay? So don't wait for some crazy money. The lowest budget that you need to make a movie is freaking $0. Get it. Get it done. I want to see it on your channel, my friend, okay? So I hope that helped. Milton, thank you so much for your question. And yeah, I can't wait to see what you come up with because I'm going to be bugging you about this now. You know that. Okay. Next shout out is actually to Gregory Ayriyan. I hope I'm saying that correctly. It's a beautiful name. Okay, Gregory. Gregory had multiple questions. Gregory is an unbelievably talented musician. And I mean, he is like internationally renowned, like a maestro at the violin and the viola, as far as I know, maybe even the cello. I actually need to ask him about that. He's a composer and a filmmaker, and he's had lots of films, several films that are like in black and white. One would describe them as experimental. They're on his YouTube channel, which, sorry, I'll put up his thing again because I actually think I left it up kind of short. There we go. So if you just look for his name, I'm sure you'll find a lot of him. And if you want to subscribe to his channel, then by all means do, and then you could see a sample of what he does. Gregory had several questions. Now I'm going to go and structure them because one of them was very similar to another person's question, and I'm going to group them together. So Gregory's question is more of a comment. He says, I am an artist, not a showman, which is to say he wants to just create, but there's also the business side that he's having trouble with in terms of connecting to people, not just getting gigs, but more like forging contacts where he can get gigs if he wants to, but also like developing his YouTube channel, which are all related, right? So basically, like many artists before and after, Gregory is feeling that I just want to make this thing. This is the thing I want to do. This is where my soul is. This is where my talent is. This is where my craft and my professional quality expertise is. Can't I just do that one thing? I'm not a showman. I'm an artist. I create things, I put them out there, and that's it. And that's what I want to do. And the answer is yes, you can but you also have to get good at the other things. And that's the hard part for a lot of people. And for some people, it's harder than for other people. And I totally get it. I totally get it. I hear you. And that's why communities like this one are really nice to latch onto and to be a part of, because then you kind of have your ear to the ground with low rent things. Join some more mailing lists other than mine. Join some community groups, Facebook groups, where you can hear more stuff. Yes, you're going to be filtering through posts that lead nowhere. Yes, you're going to send out emails into the void and never hear back. Yes, you're going to be answering posts and sending DMs that don't go anywhere, or that people have unrealistic expectations. Yes, it's frustrating. I get it. And for some people, it's even more so, because they're like, why do I have to deal with this BS? I just want to act, or I just want to create music, or I just want to do the Gregory, I hear you. But there has to be a connection to the rest of the film craft, because it's all related. He's made movies before. Gregory, you've made movies before. So he knows that it's not just one thing. You have to set up a camera. You have to set up a shot. You need the actors. You need all the things. These are known things. And yes, and they all work together as a puzzle. So getting out there and having your ear to the ground and filtering out the BS, it's part of the game. Sorry. It just is. And so hopefully when you find those few people that you click with, that are minds at work, that are passionate about the things that you're not good at, so that you can partner up and have this symbiotic relationship with a producer or a writer or an actor, where you're the one that's good at music. And so you're there to support that person in that way. And there's just this sweat equity of trading. That's the thing that has to happen. And yes, it does take a while. I get it. And it's tough to forge those relationships. I have been in film for 25 years now, if you count when I started in college. And I do, because I started with my mom's JVC, and that's filmmaking right there. Then, yeah, it's frustrating. And I feel you, but keep going. Keep going, because you will get noticed. Gregory's other question was actually related to YouTube, and this actually leads into Richard's question. So let's get into our next shout out. Da 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 da. All right, Richard Fysh. Richard Fysh is a talented actor and a podcaster and a filmmaker, and I just found out that he speaks 3 languages. Okay, all right, get it. So What You Can't Promise is his Instagram, because that's the feature film that he made, available on Tubi, and it's great, and Amazon, I believe. Check it out. It's fun. It's nice. And he's making another feature. I don't know, but I just heard. So Richard asked a really interesting question that was related to Gregory's, which is, part of me wants to ask you for help promoting myself. How did you get so many views? And that's a really sweet thing to say, because I'm just starting out on my YouTube journey. And yes, I've been talking to my friends and collaborators and fellow filmmakers about, yay, I reached this milestone. I got this many views, and yay, I reached this milestone, and I got this many subscribers. And again, it's sad. Pop-Tarts for 100 subs. Yay. And I just want to say, it's tough. And Gregory has a similar journey. He has a YouTube channel. And guess what? He's got 960 subscribers, 958 subscribers. He has interviews, international interviews with multiple news sources about his films, about his creations. And he's got public concerts that he's put on over the last few years. Some of his videos have several thousand views. And he's having trouble getting his channel monetized. And he's asking questions about how to put himself out there and all this stuff. Apparently my husband is telling me that Christopher wants those Pop-Tarts now. Tell him I'll save them for him. Okay, Mama will save him a Pop-Tart. Okay, so Gregory is frustrated, and it's hard to put yourself out there. And it leads back to Richard's question. Yes, it's hard to put yourself out there, because sometimes you feel like, when I first started putting up my profiles, making a business page, and all those things, I definitely had those same feelings, guys. I had those same feelings of like a little part imposter syndrome, part what the heck am I doing, and part like, am I even deserving of the success that might come? Or also like just everything that comes with imposter syndrome. Like, what am I even doing? Do I know what I'm doing? And how am I even talking about this? So what? Like, okay, I made a movie, big whoop. Thousands of people make movies a day. No, put it out there. You made a movie. That's awesome. So you guys, both of you, put it out there. In regards to YouTube specifically, if you want to go down that rabbit hole, You have to understand how YouTube works. YouTube works by having people, the people that get monetized on YouTube are the ones that bring the eyeballs to the screen. You are in competition with literally billions of people's videos out there. You're talking about cats that are doing adorable things. You're talking about kids that are doing crazy things, jumping off of rooftops into swimming pools. You're talking about professional film crews that are running around and they have a team of like 20 people per video 3 times a week. It's insane. You are in direct competition with them. What's your niche? What's your offering? What are you sharing? What value are you offering? And how will you attract those people, gain their empathy, and have their eyes glued? Long gone are the days of, long gone are the early days of YouTube where you put something, you made a video in your backyard and you put it up on YouTube and it somehow got 1.5 million views because there were like 8 other videos on YouTube at the time. That is not now. Now is a different game. And you have to learn the game about, you have to learn, if you're talking about YouTube specifically, which Gregory was, but also Richard was mentioning too, tags, hashtags, SEO, looking at what people want on top of what you want to do. There's also a balance of like what speaks to you professionally, but also what is helping other people professionally as well. Do you want to drill down and do the niche? There are tons of YouTube channels that literally teach you how to do YouTube. I'm subscribed to like 5 of them. I've just had my mind open. When I started doing shorts, I was looking at shorts, and across my shorts feed, a lot of people were doing shorts on how to do shorts. What? But yes, this is the game you're in. If you're doing YouTube, then yes. I mean, yeah, and exactly what you're going to wind up doing. So knowing what YouTube is now, and knowing that if you participate, you've got to put in the work according to the rules of the YouTube game, and also deciding whether or not that's what you want to do, because you can promote your film on Insta, you can promote your film on Facebook, you can promote your projects more than yourself, whatever you're comfortable with. And it's a choice that you have to sit down, think about, and make, and then commit to it. And if you need resources, they exist out there for free to learn how to get better at promoting yourself. Both of these men are excellent public speakers. They know how to take their thoughts from their brains and put them out into the world through their words. They have no problem there. And that's already a step up than some other people who are also struggling with the same thing. So, I mean, I wish you both luck. I know that you can do it and get over the imposter syndrome, because you're both wonderful, wonderful, talented musician and wonderful, talented filmmaker. Just go out there and start talking more about your work. And organically, you're going to draw more people to what you're doing, to get more interested in what you're doing, and then you can start growing from there based on what you want to do. Now we've reached, hang on, yes, good. We've reached the next part of our shout outs, where I got random comments from YouTube, Discord, and other stuff that people didn't do, that people left. And so here we go. Shout out for As Petals Fall, I believe. And their question through YouTube comment was, what shots to shoot? When are close-ups good or wides preferred? Excellent question. First, I'm going to actually have a video about this on my channel very soon. I'm constructing a little do your own homework type of thing, where you can make a movie based on just 2 shots, or make a movie using just 3 shots. When are wides or close-ups preferred? What shots to shoot? This is an ever-growing filmmaker language. You're talking about filmmaking language. You're talking about taking a story, breaking it down to its visual components, communicating, ideally show, not tell. If your script has a lot of expository text in it, then the script needs to be polished, because you should be able to show more than you tell. So what shots are preferred, when to use a close-up and when to use a wide? First off, wides are always your friend, because you show that you capture everything, in most everything you can tell in a wide shot. But you need those close-ups for 2 reasons. 1, visual interest. You need a closer shot of your actors, of the motion that they're doing, something happening with the camera. Why? Because of visual interest. You get bored looking at just one wide shot. If I sat here, hello, I am in a wide shot now. This is incredibly boring. I'm not doing anything. But if I get all up in your business, now you're like, what she's doing. Already, just in that, all I've done is fill a frame. All I've done is fill a frame. Now, if you have two characters, you've got one character talking, you've got another character talking, you want to bounce back and forth. You want to see the reactions on the other character. Those are close-ups that you want. And then the extreme close-ups on like objects that are important to your story. Like this set of matches. Like, is it important to the story? Is it a rigged set of matches? Does it tell you a clue about a mystery that you're solving? These are things that have to be there. But sometimes if you abuse the close-ups, you're going to lose your audience also. So to answer your question, you have to work it out, but start small, because this question, As Petals Fall, I believe, is asking really about the filmmaker language, which is something you practice, and keep learning as you go. So I hope that helped. Shots, for now, stick to the basics. Wide shots to capture everything. Close-up shots of your actors so that you can capture their reactions. And close-ups of any objects that are important to your story. If they're not important, if somebody's walking in and dropping their keys on the door and then moving on and those keys are not important, don't show the keys. You don't need that. That's just, less is more on that. So start there, start small, and start building it out. And then also go and see the films that you like, break down what they're doing. The Godfather has some sweeping one-shots. The camera is moving, but it goes from wide to close to wide again as the action changes, because the message and the themes of the scene are changing too. It's film language, and that's what this question is really about. And it takes a lot of practice and you never perfect it. So I hope that helped. Okay, next is also a shout out. Oh, this one is a question from the Discord. So Julius AM. Hi, Julius AM. Julius AM has an awesome question from the Discord about, I just need to write a lot. I wish I had gotten guidelines about writing, as I would have ended up leveling up my writing further had I known. This speaks to an earlier point that I made about wanting to know more than you actually have the capability to know at a given time. It's a lot. Don't worry about that, my friend. You're learning as you go. And like writing in a way to not step on the director's or the DP's toes, I am telling you right now, step on their toes. Step on their toes. Why? The writer is unto like a god. They construct this world. They construct the people in it. They tell the story about those characters. Do not be afraid to step on some toes. Don't be afraid to be like, oh, but I'm not the director. You are in this scenario. If you have in your imagination some strong vision of a shot that you see in your mind to further the story, like this person who is in this fight uses a battle axe because this was a very important battle axe and previously established in the story. Put that on the page. Don't skimp. Don't skimp. Let the DP and the director talk to you about that later if they want to change it or if they have questions about it. But don't be afraid to put those things on there, and then you can take them out. Julius actually went on to say more things. He says, I've been making my scripts, make them 90 pages. And I have a lot of explainer scenes that will amp the movie up to help, that I'm very optimistic about. Yes, great. Keep those in there. If you feel like some of it is repetitive, like this is writer brain talking. Nikki, holler if you hear me. I know she's a writer too. So absolutely, like you have the things and you're like, did I say it correctly? So then I'll put another scene in there, but it seems repetitive and similar to the other scene. And then you have to be the editor of your own work and try to have a little bit of time to take a second pass at it and cut the cruft out. But that's the challenge of writing that always goes on, right? It's always there. No, you should absolutely not be afraid to step on the director's or the DP's toes. Why? Because you are the initial master of all things when you're the writer of the script. And own it. Own it. If you want to put purple elephants into your script, do it. If you want to make sure that this particular shot makes it into that thing, don't be afraid. Write it down. Write it down, because it has importance in your imagination. So put it down so that other people will feel its importance as well. Don't be afraid to do that. Get it? Yes, writers. Yup. So yes, we got some writers on the Discord too. So yes, I hope that helped. I hope that answered your question, Julius. Thank you for submitting. Okay, We have another one too. This is one of my favorites, I gotta say. Shout out to RD1612 for the shortest yet most succinct comment out there. What does RD have a problem tackling? That's right. Cutting out the useless stuff. RD, you're speaking my love language. Yes, that is. I don't even know if RD is talking about writing or editing or all of the above, but that is an ever present. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Nikki. Yes, exactly. The icon on the page, they have to address it. That's right. So, but cutting out the useless stuff is ever present through all of filmmaking. You don't want too many shots on your shot list as a DP or a filmmaker. Why? Because it explodes your budget and your time. You don't want, so you want to cut out, just get the bare basics, and if you have time, you go grab those extra shots. If you are a writer, you don't want 15 scenes about the same thing that don't move the needle forward. That is definitely true. If you're an editor, you don't want all this padded time around extra cuts. You want to have a nice lean cut. That is always a struggle. Always, always, always a struggle. But you have to be able to press on and take a machete to trim the fat when you have to. And that's one of the skills that they don't really teach in film school, because experience teaches you. When you watch a movie that you really enjoy, you notice that there's no extra in that movie. Everything was necessary, everything was perfect, everything felt good, and everything was important. That scene that was in the first 10 minutes pays off in the last 2 hours, in the last 10 minutes. It's a good trick, and it's an ever-present struggle. So RD nails it on the head. That's an ever-present struggle, and I'm sorry to say, you'll never get over that one. Just keep it always in the mind, and you're going to go far. All right, we have another one also from filmmakers. Yes, so we had another person drop something in at the very last minute about filmmaking school, and I got to tell you, this was one of like 15 comments that I saw on that chain in one day. Crazy. People are saying film school, yay or nay. Should I do film school? Should I take a class? Should I do all this stuff? Some people are weighing the pros and cons between film school versus film classes, like seminars that are not $30,000 of debt. They're more like $1,000 for 6 weeks or 8 weeks of crunch time. And the answer is, in my humble opinion, it depends. A lot of people, you have the pros of, you make connections, you talk to people. If it's an online course, you're not going to get a lot out of it. You know why? Because you can learn this stuff online for free. If you really are hard up on money, I wouldn't invest in a course that teaches you film basics that you could literally work out through YouTube for free. So you have to weigh the value that you're going to get. However, if it's an acting class, that really is something that needs to be practiced in person with people on scripts, that you didn't have to have mental cognitive load about writing or anything. If you're working on acting and you decide you want to take an acting class, go for it. If it speaks to you, if you know you're going to feel value, improvement, and also form those connections, then do. But most filmmaking courses, in my humble opinion, especially if they're remote, are not going to give you anything more than just picking up the phone and getting experience. Experience is the best teacher that I have ever had and will continue to have, because I keep learning on every single shoot that I've had, on every single project that I've participated, helped on, or spearheaded myself. I've learned something. And you can't get that in film school. You have to get on a set and get that experience. Get your hands dirty, get it done by yourself. That's my humble opinion about film school. There are lots of cons, there are lots of pros that come with it, so don't take my word for it. But yeah, that's the path that I've experienced. And so hopefully that helps. Good luck to all you guys weighing that decision. Just remember that your time is precious, your money is not free, and you need to weigh the investment and the return on that investment. Did you gain contacts? Did you gain experience faster than you otherwise would? And did you gain the value that you were expecting to gain when you signed up in the first place? You have to try to be predictive about that, because you don't want to sink time and money into a film course or some other course that's not going to yield you much results. So good luck to all of you weighing those decisions, because you're not the only ones. There are literally thousands of you out there, maybe more, deciding to film school, yay or nay. So hopefully. Okay, so that's all I had for submitted questions and shout outs. And the general chat on Discord is continuing to buzz, which I love. I love being part of that chat, and I love being part of this community. And I really hope that I gave you guys extra, that I answered all your questions. Does anybody in chat have, besides wanting to eat Pop-Tarts, does anybody in chat have any last minute questions for me? What next projects are, what music I'm playing, whatever. Anybody in chat, feel free to leave a comment. And yeah, thank you for joining me today. It really means a lot to have everybody's support. It means a lot to me that I get to grow with you guys and share this journey with you guys and gals. I should say folks. Yes, with you folks. And I hope to see you on set, and I hope to see you online, and I hope to see you in all the places and things. And I think I'll just wrap it up because I have value for people's time, and I'm done speaking my spiel. Anybody? Oh, good. Nikki, thank you. Thank you so much. I hope, did I help? I know you missed your shout out. I'm so sorry. With all the technical snafu, I'm so sorry. It'll be in the replay, and I'm posting that like immediately. So that'll be in the replay. And that's all I've got for you guys. So thank you again for everything, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.